All right, guys, it's the time for the moment of truth. We're going to get in the car and try it out. I had to wait till the next day, so there'd be a little light out here for you guys, but we'll get in the car and give it a try and see if we made any difference with all of our work we've done. And if you haven't been following, I've done a tune-up on this thing. I cleaned out the PCV valve. I cleaned out the throttle body. Checked the airflow, you know, the air filters and stuff like that. Everything's good, but I was getting a vibration, mostly in reverse. So anyways, guys, we'll get in the car, fire it up, and see how it does. It's definitely starting up faster than it did before. Running pretty smooth. Let's drive. Feels really good. Before, the whole car was shaking. So now I've got a very small vibration, but I was doing some research online, and a lot of people were saying that this motor in particular was just kind of a buzzy little motor. It wasn't very well balanced or something from the factory. And they all, even brand new ones, supposedly had a little bit of a vibration to them. So they also put this motor in the Pontiac Vibe, so maybe that's why they called it the Pontiac Vibe. They were like, hey, what are we going to call this thing? And you know, the guy got in it and drove it, and he was like, okay, it's a Vibe. But anyways, you can see here we've got it down in drive. We've got almost zero vibration, especially compared to before. This has made a huge improvement. But I was getting most of my problem in reverse, so let's try reverse. Oh yeah, and before I was hearing a clunk whenever the engine was moving. You know, that rear engine mount being the worst. I think it was, you know, raising up and hitting metal, so I was hearing a little bit of a clunking sound. So guys, this is I highly recommend doing this job. You know, it may not be for everybody. If you're not a do-it-yourselfer and you're not a mechanic, then you may have to take this to somebody else and have them do it. But I've showed you along in the video here that if you're a little bit mechanical, you should be, and you've got tools and a place to work on it. You know, years ago I used to do a lot of my repairs. I didn't have a big shop building, and I had to do a lot of them on a piece of plywood or on the grass, and that was no good. So, you know, it depends on your circumstances, but if you have a shop building or at least a concrete pad that you can work on, I would say that you should be able to get this job done in one day, all 4 mounts, and that includes the transmission mount. That transmission mount wasn't actually bad. It looked quite good, so I could have probably gotten away with not changing the transmission mount, but you know, I had all 4 of them in the kit, so I thought, you know, why not go ahead and do it. But let's give her a couple of revs here. Oh yeah, she's running pretty darn good, about as smooth as I can get it. So we're going to deliver this to the customer here in the next week or so. This is actually going to, you know, I should probably quit saying the customer. This is actually going to my niece. This is going to be a kind of a graduation present for her. So we've been working on this car. We got a pretty great deal on it, thanks to some family members that they were going to trade this car in, and the dealership wasn't going to give them very much money for it. So we went ahead and picked it up cheap. And you know, all in all, you know, I looked up some of the stuff. What they would charge at a shop to do those, all 4 of those motor mounts, is $1,000. So you know, if you guys like me, like to save a little money on your stuff and on your repairs, that's my primary motivation for why I do a lot of my own mechanical work, is because I can't stand paying somebody $1,000 for a $250 job. You know, it's just in this world we live in, you know, you guys know, you've taken your stuff to the shop before and had to pick your jaw up off the floor because this, you know, the sticker shock was just so much. You know, I'm all for paying somebody a fair price on something, but you know, $1,000 to do basically 4 hours worth of work on this thing, and I spent $50 on the parts. So, you know, you could do the math, guys. You should do this repair yourself if you're capable. So anyways, I hope these videos have been helpful for you. I don't know how many more videos we're going to do on this car. Maybe one more. I've got some broken door handles, so I may go ahead and do that. But guys, I appreciate you sticking with this series. And, you know, especially you guys, the subscribers and stuff that don't have a car like this and you're just watching because you enjoy watching people work on cars and stuff. I really appreciate your continued loyalty. And I wanted to say thank you for you guys, you know, hitting the thumbs up and commenting in the videos and stuff along the way. All of that stuff helps the channel grow. So guys, I appreciate you tuning in, and until then, we'll see you next time.